Talk about health anxiety. So two people hear a bump in the night, right? So there's something that wakes them up, right? So 5 minutes later, one person is anxious and one person's not. So what's the difference? Is it brain chemistry? Is it trauma? Possible. Maybe trauma needs to be addressed. Maybe they've been through something that has heightened their awareness and their sensitivity. But here's one thing for sure. The reason the person is anxious is because of the way that they're processing the information. So the non-anxious person kind of has an internal dialogue, even if it's subconscious, that says, if I hear it again, I'll do something, but for now I'm going back to sleep. Right? So they made a decision. They reduce the variable, right? So the anxious person, they start going into worst case scenarios. So this sounds like, what if someone's trying to get the kids? What if I forgot to lock the door? Right? So the same exact thing happens with health anxiety, right? So we experience a symptom, heart flutter, dizziness, some vague pain somewhere. The anxious person Googles it, they call somebody, they call multiple people, and they spiral. So there's this long period of anxiety. The non-anxious person thinks to themselves, that's probably nothing. I'll keep an eye on it. If it gets worse, I'll handle it, right? They have parameters. If you're anxious, you might think that non-anxious people are naive, and it's possible they might be naive. That is true. But the real difference at the end of the day, whether they're naive or not, is how they respond to the anxiety cue. Again, trauma may be involved or maybe a reason why they're responding differently, but ultimately how you respond is what matters. The non-anxious person, what they do is they make a quick decision. Ignore it or take action. Ignore it or take action. They don't reinforce the fear with frantic Googling, rumination, or reassurance, right? So a fear cue comes up and they don't reinforce it by spiraling into all these behaviors, right? So moral of the story is that fears that get reinforced by a lot of frantic behaviors are fears that never go away and they strengthen, right? So fear that gets reinforced never goes away. So ironically, even booking a doctor's appointment is better than indecision, overthinking, and a lot of frantic action. Even if you are on the careful side, your anxiety can go way down. Why? Because spending less time deciding how to handle it is going to lead to resolution, which is the goal. We don't want to manage it. We want to resolve this anxiety over time. So the fear cue gets less reinforcement over time and it fades in strength. That's the key. That's the main thing we're hoping to get to. Ambivalence, rumination, indecision, these lead to more anxiety for a longer duration, which reinforces the fear the next time it comes around.